Hi everyone, so I'm really excited about this video because I am here with my mom. She is a mom of three, former personal trainer and a real estate agent, so she has a lot of different perspectives when it comes to mental health, being a mom, how to deal with children in that way, being a personal trainer, how fitness goes into everything, and being a real estate agent. She has actually gotten really into this concept called ninja selling, which includes affirmations and things to keep a positive mindset to be successful. So that's what we're going to focus on today, but hopefully she'll do future videos with me talking about her other roles and how that plays into her perspective on mental health. But we're going to do the ninja selling today, like I told you, so I'm going to let my mom tell you more about that. So my first question is if you could tell everyone a little bit about your new professional role as a real estate agent.
So my role as an agent, I see it as not really selling homes, but kind of connecting people to their dream home and just making that connection, listening to them, learning what they want, and then kind of hopefully, matching that together and watching their new chapter in life and dream home come to life makes me very excited. I love that.
Awesome. If you want to just give a little brief overview of ninja selling and kind of what it is and why you like it.
Okay, so ninja selling is kind of getting rid of those pushy sales tactics that people kind of think of real estate agent or a car salesman or anybody who kind of sells things. Kind of sometimes you can think of like those negative ways about them, the way they're so pushy. And this is more about building relationships and listening to your clients and not trying to sell anything, just kind of trying to solve any problem they may have. If they're having a baby and they need that extra space, listening to their wants and needs and really staying in flow with people and creating those relationships really more than anything.
Cool. So that's really awesome, and I connect with it. I just came back from class. As I've said multiple times, I'm in my master's for school counseling, and we were just talking about, like, even in counseling, like when you're counseling someone, you want to be down to earth and relatable, and you want to keep your statements like short and simple, and you want to use like relative terms. Like, you don't want to come off kind of like showcasing all your techniques that you learned in school. You want to more be with the person instead of doing in front of the person, doing this whole act and having these like almost investigating questions. You don't want to be questioning people. It doesn't make people feel like it's a safe space to kind of express themselves. And I think that goes with the real estate too, that you don't just want to be like questioning them and pushing them, or else you're not going to get actually what you want out of them, and overall it's just not good service. So I think that connects to a lot of professional
Yeah, it's
fields.
like one thing. It's like they have to know you, like you, or trust you. Those are the three things that are super important when you do business with somebody. Some people might think it's all of the book smarts or how much college you may have. And I've really found it to be people knowing you, liking you, and trusting you and building that relationship more than anything. And then obviously, the hard work and knowing the work obviously comes in hands, but that's what creates the relationship in the beginning.
Yeah, relationship is everything, and that goes with counseling too. So how do you, like, the things that you do in your daily life, like for work? Like, we live together. I know like a lot of the daily things she does that she got from ninja selling. So can you just kind of describe those tasks that you've implemented in your life?
Okay, so every day when I wake up, the first thing I do is think about everything I'm grateful for. And that's just, as soon as I open my eyes, that's just the way I start my day. And then I do 2 personal notes. It has nothing to do with work. It has to do with just connecting with other people and just making people feel good. And it actually makes me feel good because when I send them a note and it makes them feel good, it kind of comes right back to me again. So it goes back to, if you help other people get more of what they want, you will get more of what you want. And that is just in the sense of sending a card. You're sending it to somebody to make them feel good, and then they tell you how you changed their day, and it's actually coming right back to you again. That I read a mastery poem, which you could share. I don't know if you could share it on a link. I read a mastery poem every day and I say it out loud to myself. And then I also have my affirmation that I write out every single day. I would say 5 to 6 days a week I write my affirmation. I give myself 1 to 2 days off on that.
Awesome. So, yeah, these are, once again, just putting relationships at the forefront. And I think that's awesome that you do that with your cards. And just kind of, you know, like I said, these are things that you could take into your personal life. Obviously, these are general things. They don't just apply if you're a real estate agent. And that's, you know, along the lines of what you said. It has, you know, the cards, like they have nothing to do with work. But in this book that I read, that I think another video I'm going to talk more about, but it's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And one of the laws is the law of giving and receiving. So it's about every time you see someone, giving them a gift. Now, when we think of a gift, it's usually of like monetary value, but it doesn't have to be that. A gift could be a smile, a gift could be a compliment, whatever the case may be. It could also be monetary, it could be flowers, whatever. It could be a smile. So, the point is that, like you said, when you give out those kind of words through your personal notes and those kind of words come right back to you, it's the law of giving, receiving. If you put it out into the universe, it will come back to you. And overall, it's going to make you feel good.
It's so true.
Yeah, it'll put you in a better mental state, right?
It
so
does.
It's not only get your work in line and all your ducks in a line, but that in the mental as well, getting all your ducks in a row, making you feel like a good person and a kind person. Okay. So, can you tell me how, like, the changes you've seen since you started implementing these things? Like, have you seen changes in your relationships? Have you seen changes in your work?
Yes. Since I've started, I've seen great changes. I have seen so much response every day from people that have been happy that they've received a note in the mail, because really that's not something that typically people do anymore, is like send a handwritten note. So I've received a lot of feedback on that, and I've definitely increased my business. I think my mindset and just writing my affirmation, which is like a goal that I have for work every day, kind of reminds me of what I want to do, and it kind of keeps me on track and focused to like focus on that goal. And so, yes, I have seen great changes since I've done these things consistently.
Consistently, that's a good word. And I like how it's consistently, but also like your affirmations, you say like you give yourself a little leeway, like when it, you know, like 1-2 days, if you don't get it, you know, you're not going to beat yourself up, because like that's what being human is all about. So like, yes, consistent, but also yes to giving yourself a break, because 7 days a week, every week, like not so realistic.
And I'm sure there's going to be fall offs. There's going to be fall offs. It's just, you know, once again, it's probably nice to know how to get back on again and just, you know, say, okay, now I have to get back on to doing all of these things, because I'm sure, you know, life can't always be like that all the time, right? But eventually, if I even get off for a little bit, it's just nice to get back on again, because you know what works.
So on that note, like you've been very busy lately with, you know, your showings, you've had a lot of business coming in. So how do you keep up with these little daily habits while you have phone calls and things like pertaining to that directly affect your work, that some people would say, oh no, I can't spend time on my affirmations, or I can't spend time on my personal calls or my personal cards, I have phone calls to make. How do you continue to implement that in your busy life?
Sometimes it doesn't happen, my affirmation, early in the morning. So then I will try to take whatever time I have in the day that I see a lull, and I timed it. It only takes me 5 minutes to do an affirmation. So I tell myself for the 5 minutes that it's going to take me, I'm going to be happy I did it, and I'm going to get it over with. And I get proud when I scroll through and just see all my affirmations. So only 5 minutes out of my day, I kind of try to squeeze it in somewhere, you know? And then even that poem I told you that I say, sometimes like when I'm in my bathroom getting ready, you know, I'll take that opportunity to do it then, you know? So sometimes you got to piecemeal it. It doesn't always go as perfectly as I would like to for my morning routine, but I try to keep it priority.
Nice. And I think that's good that you said remembering that it only takes 5 minutes. Because like even with making my bed, I've been really trying to make my bed every day, just like something to make me feel good. And sometimes I get up, like, you know, I'm not a morning person. I get up, I look at my bed, I look at my room, I'm like, ugh, do I really want to do this right now? And then I remind myself it is literally 5 minutes, like less than 5 minutes, that every time I walk in my room, I'm going to feel good about myself that my room looks put together. Because I have all these decorative pillows, and if they're just laying around on the ground, they're going to make me feel like a mess. But just to take that 5 minutes to make you feel good for the rest of the day, like, why not? You know, so when people say they're too busy for these little things, most time you're not too busy. Because even the most hardworking, successful, rich person in the world doesn't not have 5 minutes in their daily life. Just not a thing. Also, some of these things, like you said, like doing it in your bathroom, like, doing the mastery poem, like in your bathroom, like, I was even talking to some of my colleagues about like mindfulness and meditation and things like that. And we were talking about, it shouldn't be this task that you do. It shouldn't be, okay, I have to go do my mindfulness or my meditation. It's about putting yourself in a mental state. So if you're feeling a certain way, you resort to your mindfulness, or even like if I'm in the shower, if I'm, getting ready, like it doesn't have to be time put aside. It's just a second focusing on your breath. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute meditation. So I think definitely realizing it doesn't have to be like this all or nothing thing. You don't need to focus on something for an hour or be like, I'm not going to do it at all. A little bit goes a long way. And ultimately, that's how you're consistent. Even with like our workouts, like she's gotten me into working out, probably I'd say over the past 2 years. And she's taught me, because at first, like when I was little, she'd do jumping jacks, like random, or like push-ups on the counter random. And I'd be like, Mom, like that's dumb. Like just do your workout and then like come out and enjoy your day. But really a little bit does pile up and, makes progress ultimately. So one more thing, bouncing back to the affirmations, because this is also something you taught me. Can you talk a little bit about the power of putting your affirmations in the past tense instead of in the future tense?
Yes, because your brain is a very powerful thing, and we believe what we are saying. So if we say it, it means it happens, and it means it's going to happen. So I write my affirmation in the present, in the past. So I write my affirmation as if it already happened. I don't know if I'm explaining it good enough, but it's like
so I've taken this upon myself too. So like, let's just say my affirmation is, if my goal is I want to be confident, I don't write I want to be confident or I will be confident. I write I am confident. Like I already am. Yeah. It's something I've already achieved.
You've already put it in your head. You've already locked it in. It's already happening. And now that's it. You just remind yourself every day. And truthfully, since I've done my affirmation, it's coming true. Yeah. It's like, it's amazing. It's just, I don't know what it is. I'm a big believer in what you put out into the universe comes back. But I don't know if it's because you're paying attention to it more, you're focusing more, right?
Yeah. It's interesting how you do in the morning, because I do mine at night. I talked about in another video kind of closing that gap between when you're busy and when you go to sleep, so that you're not like left alone with your thoughts. So I like to do before I go to bed to kind of like close that gap and then give myself little good reminders to sleep on. Like I'm strong and beautiful, all these things, and then go to sleep. But I totally get on your note. Your affirmations right now are more professionally based. So it's like in the morning, wake up, I have these professional goals and I'm focused. For me, mine is more to relax and yours is more to focus. So it could really be across the board. So like I said, it goes with professional, it goes with personal. So I've definitely picked up a lot of things from her knowledge of this ninja selling, and that's why I wanted to do video. I thought, everybody could use a little tip from it, even if you just grab one thing. I think it's definitely had a positive impact on her and my life. So that's really it. Just a few questions. And
this was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do more.
We will. All right. Have a great day. Happy Friday. Bye.
Bye.